So this is going to be an interesting lecture here, and the main thing that I want you to learn from this is I want you to be able to learn how to hide and show UI elements in an app. So we learned how to enable and disable some elements in our last Egg Timer app, but this one I want you to be able to completely show them or hide them. And the big kind of difference here is I want you to try and learn this on your own. So I actually want you to go out on the internet, figure out how to do this, maybe look at Android documentation, Stack Overflow questions, whatever it is you want, but I want you to learn the skill of being able to figure out something on your own. And this is going to be a quick one. All I want you to do is make an app that has two buttons, one that says show, one that says hide. If the user taps the show one, there should be a text view on the screen that is visible. And if the user taps the hide button, that text view should become invisible. So the show and the hide, depending on which one you click, is going to make the text view either appear or disappear. Okay, so go ahead, hit pause on your videos. I want you to go ahead and do this on your own. Then I'll come back and talk about it. This really shouldn't take long. This is going to be a quick lecture, but go ahead and hit pause now. All right, so hopefully that went well for you. And I'm not trying to be lazy here and say, go ahead and Google this yourself. I'm trying to help you develop that skill of, so let's say you're making an app on your own and you think, I want to learn how to do this, but I don't exactly know how to do it. Having that skill to be able to go out and find the answer to your question is very, very valuable. So what I would do if I was in this situation, I'd go to Google and I'd look at something like maybe Android hide UI element or something like that. Maybe UI view could be another one to go to. Let's see what the Stack Overview question says. And, we get some good information here. Look at this, set visibility view.visible. Okay, so this will probably get us along the right track, right? Like this question wasn't exactly what we were trying to find. They're working with a table layout and all this different stuff, but this visibility stuff, that looks like probably what we're looking for. And, we'll see what we can do there. So let's go ahead, open up Android Studio. We're going to start a new project. We're just going to call this one show hide. Really simple on this. We just want to kind of make sure that we can, make an app that learns this new skill. I've had some students say, it feels really good, weird Googling things. Like, I feel like I'm not a real developer when I do that. Let me tell you, all developers Google and have to look up things. Like the idea that you should just have in your brain how to do every single thing in programming is absurd. I mean, we have the internet available to us. We don't have to remember things. We just have to know how to get them. We have to remember how to get to the information. And if we can do that, we are going to be in great shape. So let's go ahead and move to our display here. We're going to work on the visual side of things. And again, we're going to be very simple here. So the first thing that we just need is a text view. And in fact, we could just keep the existing text view that we have if we want to. And I think I'll just do that. And we just need two buttons here. So I'm going to put one button here up at the top left. I'm going to put another button right below it. So this first button, I want it to say show. So go ahead and change that. And with this next button, I want it to say hide. Okay, so those are sort of the two options there. With the show one, we want to, for the on-click, have its name be show. And for the hide one, let's just go ahead and have that one called hide. And for this hello world button here, let's go ahead and give it a proper ID. We'll just call this, I'm just going to call it text view thing, just because, we're just trying to get a quick example out here. Okay, so with this, let's go ahead and move over to our main activity. So the big thing that we've got to do is we've got to write the functions for when someone either wants to show the text view or hide the text view. So we're going to say public void. Oh, forgot the V on there. Public void. And I want to do show, where we pass in a capital view, and we'll call that view with our curly brackets. And on that view, I better make sure I hit enter to import what we need. And I'm just going to copy and paste the same thing, but I'm going to change the name to be hide. So we should have our show and hide functions here. Next, in order to manipulate the text view, we have to have access to it. So we're going to say, text view here, and we want to say text view. We could just simply call it text view. Maybe that's the simplest name. And we'll come down here and say, all right, text view, you're going to be equal to find view by ID, capital R dot ID dot text view thing. There we go. And I brought this up as a property so we can reference it in both of these. So again, if we go back to our Google search, we were saying, okay, this set visibility, maybe this is what we're looking for. So let's go ahead and try. We're going to say text view dot set visibility, and we're going to come back. What did they say here? View dot visible in all caps looks like. So we're going to say view dot, and then there it is, capital visible. That looks good. Let's go ahead and copy the same chunk of code for the hide, but instead of visible, we need to find the opposite of this. So maybe invisible. Look at that. We've got the option there, invisible. Okay. So this looks good in theory. Let's go ahead and check it out. Make sure that it actually works. We'll go ahead and throw this onto the old simulator and see what we can get there. So again, hopefully, I mean, you probably already have some sort of skill here with being able to Google things. You know, the fact that you found this course and were able to get into it. I mean, you probably did some of your own research there, but the main goal of this lecture was to sort of release and give you some freedom to say, hey, in programming, you do not have to know everything. You know, it's perfectly okay to go reference stuff, look up things, Google when you get lost on stuff. Totally, totally normal behavior. So, well, the hide button shows up, but the show one cancels it out, and that's because visually we didn't put any good constraints here. I guess more correctly, I didn't put any good constraints. So I'm just going to go ahead and add some quick ones here. I think even just that enough is going to do it. I mean, if we were going to make a more in-depth app that we really cared about, I think we'd put a little bit more time into the interface there. But again, we just want to make sure the functionality works. So let's hit the hide. Look at that. It goes away. We hit the show. It comes back, and we can hit show multiple times. We can hit hide multiple times. And, you know, no matter what, if we need to do the opposite, it comes through. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed this little quick one. We have now learned a new skill about how to do the visibility of UI objects, and now you're feeling a little bit more confident about your ability to go learn new things. Now, that was kind of a little break for us because I know we had just made that big egg timer app, and we've got an even awesomer app here. Is that a word, awesomer? I don't know. We're going to be building a great app in the next lecture, so let's go ahead and dive into that now.